It's a matter of great honor for us to be received here with such warmth and love. The Innocence Network has had a very humble beginning, from the ideas of a few people coming together to work on the issue of terror prosecution, and then meeting with a lot of the people who got acquitted in these cases, having a small tribunal in Delhi, and then some of the back work that goes on, slowly working with people, and then suddenly here in such a huge hall which is bound to intimidate you and make you nervous. It's been quite, I would say, small steps and yet steady steps. But apart from it making you nervous, it also builds strength and gives hope. And with all the possibilities of that hope, I thank you for having us here, and also would like to welcome you to the Second Innocence Tribunal. Good morning and Assalamu Alaikum. The Innocence Network is a collective of individuals and organizations. It's a collective that is working on the issue of wrongful prosecution with the people who have been wrongfully prosecuted. We are working with them at two levels. One is the Criminal Justice Reform Department, which, as it means, it's the Criminal Justice Department, the police system, the prison system, the judiciary. It's more long-term work where we are working to seek to bring change in laws, bring change in rules, bring change in how the police treats you, how the judiciary treats you. Part of the criminal justice reform work is where we have strategically chosen to work on compensation, on the issue of compensation and rehabilitation, a legislative framework for compensation and rehabilitation. And the Innocence Tribunal, the first one, sought to deal with that. Manisha will introduce you the tribunal after me. So in the criminal justice reform, there's a small section on compensation and rehabilitation, and it also includes working on extraordinary laws which have provisions which are patently unconstitutional, on the issue of confessions, on the issue of torture. Of course, we are going to deal with them slowly and steadily. The other department is the rehabilitation department. The Innocence Network believes, and it is accepted, that when the state wrongfully prosecutes anybody, it is its duty to rehabilitate them, to reintegrate them, because the violence has been done, and how do you then make up for that violence? The rehabilitation department seeks to do it to the extent till the time that the state is not doing it. So, to restore the dignities of the innocents, of those who have been wrongfully prosecuted, to look at economic rehabilitation, livelihood, psychosocial. There are so many issues that come with violence at such a large scale level. We are talking of years of incarceration, of being, and not just normal incarceration, but we're talking of very specific incarceration where you are branded as traitors, as ISI, in prisons where the most horrendous violence takes place against you. So that's the rehabilitation department. And then there is this small campaign department where, and this is associated with innocence networks abroad too. For example, the Innocence Network in the US works around proving wrongful prosecution through DNA sampling. We can't do that, but we do have a methodology to select certain cases where we know for sure that this is a case of injustice. It's a wrong case, and then to build up a campaign and support system around it. So this is a brief introduction. Of course, Innocence Network is not an NGO, it's a collective. It seeks to restore the dignities. It believes that the innocents who have been, the people who have been wrongfully prosecuted, it is them who should be calling the shots when it comes to their issues, when it comes to not just struggling against the state, but also in their own rehabilitation. Of course, it's easier said than done. We believe that this movement should be led by innocents, and all of us, jurists, lawyers, academics, small, enthusiastic young people, like some of the people here, they are all going to be facilitators of this movement and not leading this movement. But it is, again, as I said, easier said than done. We are struggling with, I wouldn't say struggling, but we are very strongly engaging with how to do it, and that's why we are here. One is the issue of the tribunal, and the other is the second collaborators panel, which we're going to have in the second half of the day, where we have invited people who have been working on this issue or who have been with similar movements. We've invited them to engage with them, to learn from them what could be the strategies when it comes to very specific issues like compensation rehabilitation, like courts, like being on the streets, like rehabilitation, like building infrastructure for rehabilitation, and at the same time to see where do you lead this movement? What are the issues? What are the challenges that we are going to be facing? And how do you then take these steady steps? So thank you for coming. It's a great honor. Thank you.